What's going on, Button Mashers? I'm Mr. Gamer.
And I'm Kitty Duvall.
And welcome to episode 38 of SBRReports. Remastered, reloaded, recycled. But before we get into the lighter topics than what we covered last week...
Or the week before that.
Or the week before that. And actually kind of the week before that.
And the week before that.
Okay, so it's kind of been 4 weeks of crap. But here we are, lighter topics, we're smiling, we're laughing, and we also want to thank all of the new followers that we've been getting on Facebook. I will also have to thank Miss Duvall for her wonderful meme creation.
That's Goofy, because that's the only one y'all like, apparently.
Okay, yeah, we got a whole lot of love. We got a whole lot of love for Goofy. We've had people hitting the site. We've had people downloading this podcast. If you like it, share it. If you don't like it, share it. I really just wanted to sincerely say thank you, all of you. It's nice to have an audience of people who will listen to me. I am actually getting a little bit of feedback too, and I really do appreciate that. So,
and we're keeping him humble.
Yes, because I am not perfect. I am not. I am a gentleman and can admit my faults.
He hasn't gotten that YouTube money yet.
Okay, with the way things are going, I'm not going to.
That's fair.
But you know what we will be getting, though?
What's that?
We're going to be getting a brand new Spider-Man with no microtransactions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Now, see, Noah, that was actually my response, too, because it's like, okay, it's a Spider-Man game. It's not really multiplayer. It's not a really deep story. It's Spider-Man. It's the thing that we've known all about all along. Why would it have microtransactions? But I do see how it's important to say that you don't have microtransactions because...
Hey, guys, don't kill us like you did that other company. Please,
right?
Don't sacrifice us to the Satans.
Please.
Don't crucify us.
Insomniac needs to recover from the terrible tragedy of the latest Ratchet and Clank game, to be completely honest.
You mean that game that was pretty much the movie screen?
Basically,
cutscene?
Yeah, it was interactive cutscene, so that was nice.
So it was better than the movie, but not really.
Not really.
Okay, it was slightly better than the movie, though.
I could have paid the $20 for the ticket instead of the almost $60 for that game, and I would have been okay.
Yeah, no, I watched it on YouTube and I fell asleep.
I'm sorry, you watched it.
I mean, I can't thoroughly not like something just because someone else told me. That's uncouth.
Sure. Well, so Game Informer asked the creative director, Brian Intihar, 114 rapid-fire questions. I will link to the video on my site, but here's a few snippets of it. We will get the game. It'll obviously look better on the PS4 Pro because that's the point of the PS4 Pro. Everything is supposed to look better on the PS4 Pro.
Sell that console!
Right? It's going to be locked at 30 FPS on both systems, meaning it's going to be locked at 30 frames per second for both PS4 and Xbox. I'm not a frame slut, so that...
Is that what they're called?
Well, there are graphic sluts, so there are frame sluts. There are people who can truly only get off to something if it's 60 frames per second.
At some point, I'm going to have to check the demographic that actually listens to us. Anyway, continue.
Mary Jane is a playable character.
Yeah! Let me still be useful and not get kidnapped all the time, hopefully.
Hopefully.
She's not Gwen, though.
No. Now, it's claimed that the open world will be, quote-unquote, several times bigger than Insomniac's bigger game on the Xbox, Sunset Overdrive. I can't say I've had the pleasure of playing Sunset Overdrive, but I guess everything needs to be big and open world because if it's not, then no one's going to buy your game. And it sounds like I'm nitpicking here, but to state that the game is several times bigger, it's Spider-Man. What are you really trying to get out of this? The Witcher? From here? Like, are you going to have, like, skill trees and whatnot for Spider-Man? Like, it's Spider-Man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, we see how open world did so well when it came to Legend of Zelda, so maybe that's what they're aiming for?
Well, but the most important point is...
We get to explore New York City. That's a bonus.
Maybe, but I can explore not New York City playing Grand Theft Auto. I could do that too. Anywho, the other thing that we have is that there will be no microtransactions. And as I previously stated, I don't know why that was an important thing. I'm not sure, because for what reason would there be microtransactions? Do you run out of webbing? You want to...
Well, if they go based off that Spider-Man thing, then yes, you could possibly run out of webbing. Because there are different Spider-Mans where he... Because the original Spider-Man had the web cartridges and stuff, like that was in the cartoons and everything. And then the movie Spider-Man had it where
it was just a thing in his...
arm.
Okay.
And that was gross.
Now, this game will already have DLC. I'm not going to throw crap at Insomniac for it, because announcing that your game is going to have DLC before the game comes out does not mean that the game that's going to come out is going to be crap. I am thoroughly enjoying Ni no Kunai, and oh Celestia, that is more than enough game, even without the DLC.
Wait, will we see Uncle Ben's death?
Hell no.
Wait, I just caught that, but that's like the whole staple of Spider-Man. We continuously watch Uncle Ben die.
Not in this one.
No, is he already going to be dead?
Now, here's another thing, and this is kind of going to be...
Uncle Ben's the reason Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
Here's a little sticking point with me, and I want someone to explain this to me. Why does there need to be a crafting system in a Spider-Man game?
You know, that could make it or break it, because Spider-Man is even though he's a jokester, he is also a genius.
Okay. So aside from his
aside from his superpowers as a spider, like I said with the whole web thing, he designed that. I guess technically Green Goblin dude did. Anyway, we're not going to get into the lore.
It was designed.
And he upgrades it throughout his lifetime.
So am I going to be going through the city smashing up trash cans, trying to get that extra piece of chewed bubblegum so that I can configure my level 2 webbing so that it's extra sticky so that the enemies stay still longer so I can punch them hard? I was making it up.
That actually sounds like something that would happen in a Spider-Man game.
Oh, dear. Well, for those interested, there's going to be a $150 collector's edition with the statue, art book, and in-game content.
I don't like Spidey that much.
Yeah, I'm not paying $150 for Spidey.
Now, if he came with Deadpool, oh boy.
Okay, we'll talk about Deadpool when we get to Deadpool. But, unfortunately, we have to talk about ESPN is... #trying too hard. Oh boy.
ESPN's that dad that just, you want him to stop. You love him. You love him dearly. But you want him to stop. And you're going to revoke his internet rights soon.
Now, what I do want people to remember is way, way back before esports became as popular as it is now, there was a point where people argued against it. More specifically, ESPN argued against esports, stating that playing video games such as League of Legends and Overwatch was not a real sport. The counterpoint was, look at poker, which is technically classified as a sport.
That is a sport, isn't it?
It's a sport. Now,
man, gambling is a sport.
It is. Now, ESPN and their their cringy attempt to try to be clever and hip.
That's what we call being a turncoat.
Oh dear. So they were talking about a player in the Final Four matchup named Villanova, stating that Villanova, and I'm going to translate, first I'm going to say what they said, and I'm going to attempt to translate it. Their tweet was this: Villanova rained threes like they were supply drops. Translation: the player was shooting a lot of threes successfully. Now, what you're probably thinking is, that made no frickin' sense. Because
it did to that.
It just doesn't. There's absolutely... First of all, supply drops don't drop that often. They actually have a certain spawn time. Also, to say that they were raining like supply drops, meaning that Villanova, the player, was shooting threes so well and with such frequency that it was providing loot to his team, which then I guess you could then translate that he was shooting threes so well that it was giving his team so many points, but then at the same time, supply drops don't fall at the same rate that a player would shoot a three and then also shoot a three successfully. So what are you doing? Why?
Wow. Wow, you... Wow, my head hurts from you talking. Oh my god.
Oh, did I reach Black Panther levels? Black Dynamite. That's what it was. Did I
saw a reach and you just went for it. Like you saw that box of cereal on the top shelf and used your Mr. Fantastic reach to explain all of this. Because at the end of the day, it's a dumb tweet pandering to people because
Fortnite is the biggest thing ever since sliced bread and Pikachu's right now.
And I blame Drake.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna deny it. Now,
something that we can't blame Drake for.
And now here's something we hope you'll really like. Okay, Mr. Gamer's mom, if you're listening, I love you. But here, coming to the PS4, and I'm actually more excited about this than I am for the Insane trilogy, Spyro the Dragon is coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
That whole sentence structure threw me off for a second. But yes, MF and Spyro the Dragon has been remastered, and he's coming with 3 shiny remastered games.
And I want it. I'm happy. I am more excited about this than I am with Crash. And that's because I like the character Spyro more than I liked Crash. Crash was cool, don't get me wrong. But Spyro had attitude, and also he talked.
I mean, Crash eventually talked in the later games.
Okay.
I mean, everybody hated it, but he eventually talked.
Okay, I'm sorry. That version of Crash was, whoa! Spyro actually had, legitimate lines and whatnot. Like, that was...
I mean, Mario didn't talk. Link doesn't talk.
Well, yes, but those are completely different games, completely different franchises. So, also characters doing completely different things.
Then why are we making the comparison?
Because we have something else that was really popular on the PlayStation system getting remastered again.
You hurt my head today. Anyway, this is another remastered game. Yeah! Yay! Woo! I don't care.
I know you don't. That sarcasm was so deep it's actually getting a little bit stuffy in here. But personally, just the pictures that are it looks like it's going to be so good. The game already. Okay, you never finished a Spyro game, okay?
You're going to use that against me?
Yes!
Okay, to be fair, I never finished a Crash game either, and I didn't care about that either.
But this is awesome. I am absolutely looking forward to this, because remaking it from the ground up, even though basically it's only going to be graphics, for a game that was already rock solid. This started the completionist in me. Getting all those dragons, getting all those orbs.
It doesn't help you got the beard now. You got the beard.
Yeah, it's kind of been a thing that I've been growing. But anyway, yes, I am excited about this. I am concerned that are they going to get the same voice actor for Spyro?
I mean, maybe not. We don't know.
I do want this, but just the shots that they have in the article that you can look at on the website, by the way, just the different shots of what is going to be, what was on the PS1 and how I thought that was the best thing ever.
As a child. I said what I said.
I mean, even the fire effects is yes. And considering the fact that my favorite game was Year of the Dragon, I want to know, what was her name? I think her name was Bianca. Correct me if I'm wrong, Button Mashers, but I believe her name was Bianca. And it was Hunter's crush, the witch. She was the witch who was assisting the queen and stealing all the dragon eggs because she wanted to be all powerful. I want to see how they remake Harold. I want to see how they remake Moneybags. I want to see how they remake the Professor.
Moneybags was the thing, wasn't it?
Yes. I want to see how they make Gnasty Gnorc. And yes, I am the one who pronounces him Gnasty Gnorc. Because when I was a little kid and I didn't know any better, I pronounced it exactly as I saw it, Gnasty Gnorc. Even though I know it's Nasty Gnorc.
So your
yes,
nostalgia button had...
Yeah.
You see, the thing is that, I'm excited. Your excitement makes me excited because I love seeing you happy. But it's a cash grab, right?
Yes, I am 100%...
You realize you're paying into this, right?
Yes.
And okay, you know what? As long as you know what you're doing and what you are continuously feeding into the machine...
You know what? No, I disagree with that, and I disagree with it because of this. I realize that some games are created purely to feed on the nostalgia of the years. There are only certain titles that I will look through my nostalgia glasses and say, "Here, take my money." Crash,
but that's my point. It doesn't matter which game you choose it from. You're proving their point that this makes money.
I am proving the point that remaking this makes money. I do not believe that. I will not agree with the fact that my purchase to this feeds into the complete entitlement of the nostalgia machine.
Other companies seeing people paying money and seeing this become successful will see this and be like, oh, so we're just going to keep doing it. That is my whole point. I'm not saying you're buying every game. Don't get it twisted. I am saying you're one of many who buy remastered games. This is the particular one you're buying.
Well, okay, and I will say that your statement made it seem as if I was simply feeding into the nostalgia machine because, oh, look, nostalgia glasses, I'll buy it.
You literally you take yours off and on occasionally, but you literally have yours on right now. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It is.
Okay, you're kind of coming at me, Mr. Vol.
I mean, you're the one trying to deny it, though.
I'm not denying it. I am stating the fact
that playing semantics.
I am not playing semantics.
Yes, you are community major.
Communication major. I am stating exactly what I am doing so that it can be no confusion. Okay, button mashers, Mr. Vaughn and I actually get into this a whole lot, especially when it comes to the superior character in Mario Kart. For some reason, she is confused that it is Rosalina. I do apologize for her ignorance. It's just not the case.
Your mama's listening to you.
But yes, this I will get because this looks like it's going to be good. And yes, I am basing that off of not playing the game and just looking at the screenshots. Previous titles have not drawn me in like that. Is this feeding into the nostalgia machine? I would argue no, because I am not being blind about it. I will say that it is telling Activision with my money, which is how you should speak to any corporation. This I like. This I will purchase. Things like this continue.
Things that are remastered.
Things that are made well.
That are remastered.
Yes.
That's my whole point.
Okay.
That's my whole point.
But see, I am being very specific.
You're being very specific to this game because you here are thinking what I'm saying is that I'm talking about the overall system when it comes to these companies and making money. You're trying to pinpoint on this one thing.
Yes.
Because this is the one thing this is technically a lie because we all know everybody got Mario Odyssey because not only was it new, but it's Mario. Mario is the ultimate, Nintendo's the ultimate nostalgia baiter.
Mm-hmm. And they do it well, don't they?
And other companies see this and go, oh, let's do that. Let's make it good, so they'll keep doing it.
And there's the point right there.
I mean, they didn't do good with Crash, though, in my opinion.
No, and I would agree with you, and which is why I didn't purchase it. But this, I will.
I just want games that aren't remastered.
And you will get...
I guess the only upside to this is since I never really played the Spyro games like that, I can now play it. That's the only upside I'm seeing. And it's better! It is so much better than Skylanders.
Yes.
It is so much better. We can agree on that.
Oh yeah, I think every Spyro game after Enter the Dragon... No, the Spyro games that started with Spyro A New Beginning, where the hottest of garbage. I'm talking about Celestia's flank levels of hot, steamy garbage.
Come to think of it, I think the main reason I couldn't play Spiral games is because my grandmother was on that anti-Satanism kick.
Well, I guess, you're a... Well, okay.
Growing up was weird.
Okay, and Spyro A New Beginning, I can definitely see where she was coming from because that game was dark. That game was dark. But I will argue that you will...
Oh, shoot. That it was around the time where games were suddenly starting to get dark.
Yeah.
Like the Jackson...
Oh boy. Here, I'm a loving... Oh, boy. Okay, we are definitely veering off, Miss Duvall. I would argue that you will definitely see remastered games. You're going to see non-remastered games. But I believe that with the state of video games right now, I'm not sure if perhaps there is a hold on creativity in the AAA market.
Okay, that's fair.
Big, huge AAA is going to get remastered because also think about it this way. Wasn't Steven Spielberg thinking about making a female version of Indiana Jones?
I was not paying attention to anything Steven Spielberg, whatever does.
Oh, well, that's a thing.
So Tomb Raider.
Yeah, we completely forgot about Lara Croft.
So he wants to make Tomb Raider.
Okay, no, he wants to make Indiana Jones, but he wants to make Indiana Jones female.
Tomb Raider.
He wants to make someone
Tomb Raider who hates snakes.
No, he wants to make a character who is female who goes in tombs to get artifacts. Which is, yes, we know it's totally Lara Croft, but
It's like, I think my biggest thing is that I'm so overdone and remastered and nostalgia kicks because of things like The Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella.
Man.
Jumanji. I didn't see it, but I hear it wasn't that bad because it was more like namesake more than actual Jumanji.
Well,
which I'm fine with.
Okay, I see your argument there that you can't make anything new, so let's, just put a new coat of paint.
Beauty and the Beast is the biggest.
That was terrible, and they ruined my favorite song. My favorite song was Be Our Guest, for those of you who are wondering. And they ruined it. They absolutely ruined it.
That whole movie was an atrocity.
Yeah.
How you going to keep it so original? What was the purpose of the book? You know what? Never mind. We're getting off topic.
We are getting off topic. So, I will be purchasing this game. Miss Duvall doesn't really like things getting remastered and, redone, which is completely fair. But I believe that with the state of AAA gaming now, that's kind of the trend.
I'm also a hypocrite because I'm going to buy the fuck out of Kirby games. Forever. Oh, yes. And that's pretty much Kirby done over and over and over and over again, with occasionally new things added to it.
And also think about this. How many things have to have a Battle Royale mode now? Look at PUBG and Fortnite. Look at you. You are like every single game is getting a mod. TF2 has a Battle Royale mod in it now. It was already team-based fighting, but now they have to have a Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It's just... Unfortunately, this is just the trend that we're going in.
I mean, yes, I'm giving you crap, but let's face it, I love Nintendo. We all know I love Nintendo, because if it's cute, I'm buying it.
I mean, what if they made a Fantasy Life 2?
Well, damn. That's getting got.
There we go.
It'll probably be the same game, too.
It probably will be. It'll be the same
with
game.
more jobs. Oh, God.
I don't need more jobs. It was hard enough mastering all of those other jobs.
The only reason I didn't beat that one's because my 3DS got stolen with the game in it.
But,
oh, God.
Unfortunately, AAA titles, this is just kind of where we're going. And at least they're getting the good ones. We're not going to see a Bubsy remastered.
Don't fucking give them ideas. Don't you dare, because you already know people are asking for it.
Okay, but why? It was Bubsy. It was terrible. It was so bad.
You know what I would love to see get remastered just for shits and giggles?
What?
Putt-Putt.
How?
How? Amazing.
It would be, you know what? On that note, this is
to remake it as a horror game too.
This is Mr. Gamer.
And this is Kitty the Ball.
Signing off.